welcome back to the V Spot. For today's episode, I'm going to spotlight 4 reminders that I bet you didn't know you needed to receive today. So, what I have found over the last several weeks, months, even years in interacting with clients, whether it's on an individual basis, a small group basis, or even at live events that I've hosted, countless people have come to me during certain conversations or certain segments, sessions, and have said, I'm just so broken. I don't know what to do. I'm so broken. And it got me thinking about the feelings and the deep rooted pain that lives underneath that sentiment. And so, what I wanted to remind you today is you are not damaged and you are not broken. You've been through some things. You have a series of life experiences behind you, some which may have caused great pain, right? Some which may have left you feeling bruised, potentially left a dent in your being, if you will. But by no stretch are you damaged or broken as a result. And so when we hold ourselves as damaged and broken and navigate through our life and interact with people and circumstances with that as an underlying belief, you can imagine that how we show up in our lives will surely be impacted by such, perspectives of self. And so I wanted to come to you with this reminder today to really encourage you to hone in on the fact that damaged and broken, no. Been through some things, have some hurtful experiences, navigating some leftover pain as a result of some, circumstances in your life, sure. And this is not to diminish what it is you feel as a result of all of the things you've gone through, but it really is a reminder to interrupt the normal programming and make sure that you know you are not damaged and you are not broken. And if you identify with those feelings, there is intentional healing work that can be done to support you in processing, in accepting, in releasing all the things that have you hold yourself as such, right? Because with that context, damaged and broken, what do you think will happen by way of life choices? It's going to reflect that there is that, sentiment. And so allow this reminder to serve as a purposeful disruption to the usual programming. And if you feel as though you are damaged and you are broken, let this reminder come to you to first remind you that it's not so, right? Fact check it. Is it a fact or a belief that I am damaged and broken? It's a belief. And the great news about beliefs is they can change. Now, I don't want you to sit around and wait for it to change because you could wait forever. So this is a call to action to be purposeful with your healing, with your processing, to allow you to set that belief down. It's time for a new belief. Okay, so that's the first reminder. The second reminder is that your past experiences do not determine your value or dictate your worth. Right. And so this is a direct spin-off of the first reminder. Your past experiences do not determine your value or dictate your worth. Right. We have experiences, we had experiences, but by no shape of the imagination do they determine how valuable we are as people, how worthy we are as people. No. Right. And it can often get confusing because we sometimes connect our experiences with self. And so if we've been through some things that are painful, traumatic, difficult, disappointing, all of the words, if we've been through those things, we can often connect it to sense of self. And the two are separate entities. Right. And so I want to remind you today that no matter where you've been, no matter what you have been through, first and foremost, I am sending you love. And I'm sending you a very loud and clear reminder that none of it determines your value or your worth. None of it. It's part of your story. It's a piece of your history. It by no shape or form dictates who you are on this planet, how valuable you are, and all of the good things that you know are that you bring to this life. And so if you have been feeling as though, as things have come up where it's like worthlessness or there's hopelessness attached, and been through so many things, feeling as though, it's like, who wants me, or how would I navigate productively or successfully through this life given where I've been. I don't know if you're into the 80s old school stuff, evident by my sweater, you could see I am, but picture the etch a sketch. You draw a whole thing and then you're able to shake it up and sort of erase the image, if you will. What I want to call you forward to do is consider this a moment of etch a sketch. Now, I'm not delusional in thinking that you're going to shake up your history and ta-da, it's all gone. But what I want to invite you to see is that there are processes and practices that you could put into place that support the shakeup, right? And so remember and allow yourself to know that intentional healing and the process of journeying through your, where you are, where you're looking to go, what might be in the way, is a version of picking up the etch a sketch, because it's a matter of recognizing that those former drawings, your past, doesn't need to hold you hostage. And so by working through it, there's an opportunity to shake it out and have a blank canvas, right? The next chapter of your life has not been written yet. You have the ability to shake it up and create anew. It doesn't have to inform your current and your future anymore, but it does require a level of focus and attention so that you can responsibly move through it all. Okay. Number 3, it's not too late and you are not too old. It is not too late. You are not too old to chase your dreams, to have certain experiences, to live out your passions, to change up your whole life. Just because you are doing something one way doesn't mean you're boxed in to do it like that forever. Okay. And I think that we as people, there's a lot of like comfort in having the routine and then navigating through it, but it doesn't have to stay like that. And in tons of conversations with tons of clients, I always hear, I'm too old. It's too late. I should have started that when I was in my 20s. I should have done that when I was in my 30s. Now I'm in my 60s. Now I'm in my 50s. Listen, as long as you are here to hear this podcast episode, you have the ability to choose right now what it is you want to create for yourself. And when you look at some of the most successful people who have started some of the biggest companies and biggest movements, it didn't happen when they were young, in their teens and in their 20s. And so what dreams are you postponing? And by the way, day after day after day continues to pass, and you're not going after the thing you want because you have this belief that you are, too old and it's too late. But that's a limiting belief, because you don't know how much more time you have on this planet. And so you have ample opportunity to do whatever the thing is. Is there some place you want to visit? Is there an experience you want to have? Is there something you want to spend your days doing? Right? What is it for you? Is there a new hobby you want to take on? Is there something you want to share with the world? Because the story of too late and too old is robbing you. And every day you have an opportunity to be doing a thing. And so let this reminder be a blunt interruption to the story that's going on. That if you are someone who keeps feeling like, oh, that career, oh, the school program, a certain choice, a whatever, there's a million things. If it resonates where you've been in a conversation or a feeling of, I'm too late, I'm too old, I should have, all the judgments of what could have been different. Please hear me. It is not too late. It is not. And you are not too old to start living out your dream life. Today is a perfect time to start. So I hope that you receive the message if that's something that you have been sort of swirling with as a story in your mind, right? And there's some processing and healing and intentional focusing that we can do to support you in setting that down, right? Because if it's taking you away from one thing, it's taking you away from a lot of things. And that brings us to the fourth reminder of today. You are your biggest roadblock. It's you. It's not your family. It's not the job. It's not your friends. It's not the partner. It's not the world. It's not society. It's you. Now, I am not diminishing the fact that there are barriers and obstacles and roadblocks that occur. But we, you, me, we have the ability to determine how we're going to overcome, push through, get around and keep going regardless of all the things. But what happens sometimes is when the going gets tough or we get derailed from a particular vision or plan, we throw the towel in or we chalk it up to all the external circumstances that has us not doing whatever the thing is. But that's not the case. We get to really look at how we can continue whatever it is. And so you are your biggest roadblock. The thoughts you may be having, the limiting beliefs that you may possess that you don't even know you have, which we all have. This is not you have it and nobody else does. Every single person, human being alive today has some level of limiting beliefs. There's beliefs that are held that are impacting the bigger result. And so you are your biggest roadblock. So there's a level of commitment required to journey through it, learn what they are. And the best place to begin to look, if you're not sure where to even start, is to look at your life as a whole and in what area of your life do you not have the results that you want. Is it career? Is it finances? Is it family, relationships, wellness? Like, what is it? Creativity? Where are you experiencing a block? And there's something that warrants your attention there. But get out of your own way, because it's this commitment to thinking that you have the answers that is robbing you of the results you want. And so there's a call to action here to literally step back, to allow for support, to step in, to be with you and look at where are you now? Where are you looking to go? And are you willing to do the work it takes to get there? And that is all you. No one else is going to come in and opt into that process. They can't. They're too busy figuring out their life, right? So these roadblocks that exist are often on us to overcome and to move through. And so it's on you. So take on the work to do what it takes to be with, moving through and busting through anything that may be in the way. But it's nobody else. And sometimes that's not the easiest concept to sort of embrace. I know that when I was first looking at all of this, it was, hard to process, because it's like, wait, what do you mean? This one did this and that one did that. And how is it me? And yeah, we don't have control over what other people do, but we certainly have control as to how we're going to handle circumstances or not. And so I know I'm my biggest roadblock. There are days where I am outright in my way. And I have to have this talk with myself. Get out of your way. You're preventing A, B, and C from happening. And oftentimes those conversations, sure, do they happen with me and me? Yeah, they do. And then they happen with me and a coach, and they happen with me and someone that I put in place to support me in navigating through. So 4 reminders that you likely didn't even know that you needed to receive today. It's my hope that whichever resonates, maybe they all resonate. You got exactly what it is that you needed to support you in going to the next level. Now, each one of these reminders pose work to be done, right? It's not just about looking at, oh, okay, I'm not damaged, I'm not broken. Check, got it. No, there's a level of processing the feelings and the experiences that come by way of possessing that belief. So, this podcast episode is an absolute invitation to journey through your life with intention, consciousness, commitment, courage, so that you can move through all of the barriers that may be standing between where you are and where you're looking to go. And if you want support in doing it, I absolutely would love to support you. So hit me in the DM, hit me in the email, get in touch with me. And if any or all of these reminders struck a chord today, it's time to do the work, to change the narrative and create something new. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. As always, I encourage you to share your thoughts, share the episode. If you think that there's someone who needs to hear this message, absolutely put it on their radar. And until we meet again, to be continued.